You know, Avengers, you really screwed up my schedule by releasing this in April now. Because before I had enough time, but now you release it in April, and now I don't really... It's going to be one of those times where I release my predictions video and the review video, like, right after each other. Well, thanks a lot. Anyway, Avengers! Hey everybody, how's it going? I am Laser Dude, and it is time for another one of my superhero predictions for the movies coming out in 2018. Okay, so today we got the big one of the year. The big one that everyone's looking forward to, Avengers Infinity War. I gotta say, guys, I have a little bit of a personal stake into this film, mostly because it was actually 10 years ago where I actually started doing movie reviews. It wasn't around the same time Iron Man came out, and it was more because of The Dark Knight. But it was in 2008 where I started to do movie reviews, and that was a big thing because now, I remember I did a video called The Superhero Movie Fad, and I was saying how, it was basically a thing where I was seeing how superhero movies were starting to pick up. Iron Man was a huge success, The Dark Knight was a huge success, and I was like, this is starting to pick up. Superhero movies are starting to be big now. And then I said in that video, how long is this movie fad gonna go for? You know, because movie fads come and go. You know, Lord of the Rings came out, fantasy movies were all the rage, but eventually it died down, and so now it's been 10 years. This fad ain't going away anytime soon. It's not a fad, it's here to stay. And honestly, I would not have predicted it would be 10 years. 10 years of doing these movies and going so far the place it did. And now it calls all into one place with the Infinity War, and that is what we're here to talk about today. So let's get right into it and start with, what do we get from the trailer? Well, pretty basic stuff. Thanos is coming down to Earth, and he's wanting to take the Infinity Stones. I think we know where almost all of them are, because is there 5 or 6 stones? Anyway, we know that the time one is with Doctor Strange. We know that the mind controller something is with Vision. We know that the power one is with the Nova Corps. We know that the Tesseract is with Loki. Do we know? Oh, the Ether was with the Collector. And was that... Okay, that's 5. There might be one more. I might be forgetting something, but in terms of stuff that we get details from the trailer, well, we know there's going to be a big fight in Wakanda, but also we know that Wakanda is where the team is going to reconcile. You know, the Avengers are still pretty split apart after a civil war, but we know that in Wakanda is where they're all going to have to put their differences aside. Because I've seen the trailer, I've seen Tony in Wakanda, I've seen, we see Rhodey in the big run with, run to the camera shot, where all the Avengers are running. Rhodey's there, Hulk is there, which means that Thor must be there somewhere, because if Hulk is there, then, last time we saw Hulk was with Thor. Anyways, so yeah, Wakanda's going to be a place where they reconcile with each other, but I'm thinking the final fight might be on another planet. Yeah, because we see all these, skies darkened, weird terrain, and that, I'm thinking, might be on another planet altogether. I don't know, it seems like that's the way it's going to go, I mean, that could be Earth, maybe Thanos does something to it. That could be Earth, but it feels like it's going to be another planet. We see that Thanos gets at least 2 of the Infinity Stones. And there's another shot with him ripping the stone out of Vision's head. But actually, I don't think that's one of the rocks. I think the rocks are the purple one and the blue one, which means the Tesseract and the Power Stone. So I don't know what that means, so maybe he gets 3. My guess is, and I'm pretty sure that this movie is still a 2-parter, because I think we're getting another one next year. My theory would be that Thanos is going to get all the Infinity Stones by the end of this movie. and it's going to maybe end on a cliffhanger. But I'm not into the predictions just yet. What else? Oh, I also wanted to point out that one thing we do get is we don't get a lot of insight on who's working with Thanos. You know, we don't have like the return of the Chitauri army like from Avengers. It really seems like Thanos is working alone, except for two things that I've noticed. There's like an army of mindless beasts that attacks Wakanda, and then this one guy who we only have one shot, but he's it looks like he's in competition with Doctor Strange, so maybe he's like Thanos' magic advisor. You know, he uses the magic, and I have no idea who this is or if he's from the comics or anything. But in any case, that's the only other person I see working with Thanos. So what am I most excited for? Guys, Marvel has been building up to this for a long time. You see, Marvel's movies, I like how they build to them, because like, if you think about Phase 1, that was all building to the Avengers. But after Avengers, it's all been building to Thanos. So I'm excited to see this final battle, this big war between this powerful foe who finally gets to get up out of his chair, and the Avengers who are now divided but now have to come together. I'm excited for that. The fact that, you know, we are finally building up to something. I want to know what's next, you know? Like, I don't think we'll see anything in the end credit sequence after this movie for the next one, because as I said, I'm pretty sure this is still a two-parter. I don't think we'll see anything after this movie, but I think after the next one, you gotta build to something else. So what's next? Galactus? Probably not, because he's a Fantastic Four villain, and you know the Fantastic Four is not owned by them yet. But you know you gotta go. What's the next threat after this? So what is my biggest fear? That it won't live up to the hype. Think about it, guys. 10 years of movies, 10 years of build-up to this big fight and battle. I mean, honestly, how many of the Marvel movies have been a movie centered around one of the Infinity Gems? Let's count. Captain America, the first Avenger. Avengers. Avengers had 2 of them. We have then Guardians of the Galaxy had 1. Thor 2 had 1. Avengers Age of Ultron delved more into that one. Anyway, yeah, like a lot of these movies have been built up around these things. So the fact that if it fails, it's gonna be a big letdown. You know, Avengers Age of Ultron wasn't that great. You know, honestly, I liked it when I first saw it, and I thought maybe it was better than the original, but after some time and distance got me from it, I'm like, you know, there's some good things in that movie, but it's not as enjoyable. You know, I don't have a fun time when I watch that one. So it is possible for Marvel to not put their best out. This could just be not paced well, doesn't have the heart or whatever to really pull this off. And if it fails, you know, that's my biggest fear. If it doesn't live up to the hype, the pedestal that we've all been looking forward to being on, you know, that could really cause a big blowback, because they're putting a lot into this film. What are my predictions? I think Cap will die.
I'm the guy in the chair.
Shut up, Justin. Captain America's gonna die. I think, you know, like, I've heard some people say that they think Tony's gonna die, and it would be fitting in terms of the movie, since Iron Man was the one who started all this, you know, and, you know, his heroic sacrifice might not have been in character as much as, you know, Captain America, where everyone would expect him to do that. Which is true, that could be a way that they play it, but Chris Evans hasn't signed on to do any more Captain America movies. Yeah, I know that's like reading between the lines, but still. B, Captain America is still the heart and soul of the Avengers. He's like their conscience. So I think that his death would be something that really would put a damper on the whole team and really force them to come together, especially if it was a heroic death that he died saving someone. You know, it'd be interesting. What if he just dies saving someone who's not even an Avenger, just a random civilian, and you know is Yeah, that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting to me. But the last thing is, Cap has two people on his side that could take his place. Both Sam and Bucky could do it. Most likely Bucky. Where Iron Man has Rhodey, but while Rhodey has taken over the Iron Man role in the past, it's not been like a. I think it's not been like a permanent thing. You know, it wasn't like a full-on set thing. It's just, I think it's because, you know, his other identity as War Machine was such his own thing, and so because of that, you know, he was able to, you know, be his own thing. Where I think that really Bucky really would. It'd be good to drop the title of the Winter Soldier and move on to Captain America. But anyway, that's for other predictions that I have. Well, I don't think we're going to see Ant-Man or the Wasp in this. You know, they say everybody, but I haven't seen them in any of the trailers, and I really think that their movie that also comes out this year is probably going to take place either like right, I don't know, maybe it's right before or right after, I don't know. Because if they go to another planet, you know, it's possible that, you know, he just isn't involved for the ride, but maybe he is in there, maybe he is, and I'm just, you know, spouting things off. For any other predictions that are really, like, you know, just obvious stuff you can tell by the trailer, Wakanda's going to get attacked, and, you know, Black Panther's going to be a big part of this, and stuff like that. So now it comes to the big question, what are the chances it's going to be bad? They're very slim. Marvel has been on a roll, everyone says that. And even the movies that aren't their strongest, they seem to still do well and people have enough people that like them. I think that they really have a good handle on what they're doing. And I think that the thing is, the only thing that worries me is that the Infinity Gems might be a little bit of a MacGuffin subplot, you know? It's like a lot of these movies, as I say, have been centered around the Infinity Gems, so it's just like, why is, you know, it's like, need to get this object. Everyone needs to get this object. Where it's just like, okay, but it's going to be the Infinity Gauntlet. That's what everyone's going to be centered around. It needs to be this object. So, I don't know. I think that the chances that it's going to be bad is very slim because they have everything riding on these. To be fair, it's not like if these are bad, everyone's going to stop watching Marvel movies. But I think that they have so much riding on it, it's just, there's no way that they're going to, like, if they wrote a script that was bad and then they gave it to there's no way they say, yeah, that's good enough. Marvel and, you know, Disney and everybody has a lot riding on these movies, so the chances it's going to be bad, I will say, is only a 20% chance it's going to be bad. And the reason it's 20 and not 90 or 0 or 5 is just because there's a lot of cogs in this machine, a lot of chances that you could trip up in some areas because you have so much stuff to juggle. But that being said, I think that overall, I think the chances of it being bad are very low. So I think it's an 80% chance it's going to be good, only a 20% chance it's going to be bad. Yeah, that's where I stand on it. As for an excitement meter, I'm going to say I'm all in. Honestly, guys, 10 years of build-up for this film, you got to go all in. Yeah, I'm putting that excitement meter at a 10. I'm so hyped for this movie. I'm so excited for it to come out. This movie has been built up so much. It's got to be at a full max. It's got to be a full max. No matter what happens, my excitement for this movie is at its peak. Alright guys, thanks for watching everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. This has been my superhero predictions for the movies coming out in 2018 for Avengers Infinity War. Bye. Be sure to check out some of these other videos on my channel. And wait for more coming soon.